Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Car Addict. Another beautiful day out here. The plan for today is to take care of the intake on the car. So it never really bothered me around here much because the temperature is so cold. I noticed that I was actually running almost 30 degrees more than ambient. You can see where I'm pulling air from. And I figured it's so close to where the filter normally goes through anyways. See that it wouldn't matter. But I mean, also all the air is coming through intercooler and the radiator and everything right there, and there's a shroud kind of set up in there, so all the air that comes in here goes through them all, can't go around it. But I'm going to try to turn it and go back under there where cold air normally is, a cold air intake setup normally is, and then I'll see what the intake temps will be just with the filter under there with no other modifications. And if it doesn't drop the intake temps enough, I'm going to open up some of these fake vent looking deals so it's at high spot. So it'll actually be a functioning vent, I guess you could say. And here's our new 9.5-week-old puppy. We tried to talk the daughter out of it for about a week or so, and she kept saying, we can call it whatever we want, but when he gets bigger and I get older, I'm still just going to call him Spot. So we let it stick. Hi, buddy. Hi, Spot. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright, so here we go. And I assume later today my progress is going to be halted by the fact that I'm going to need to put up the pop-up canopy in the driveway. Alright, so car's all warmed up, and now my intake temp is at 77, which is 32 degrees above ambient. And yes, I'm parked, but it was 77 when I got here. It didn't hit that high because I'm standing here heat soaked in the car or anything like that. I'm at the post office because I'm going to send out my oil because I wanted to anyways. And then also, if you watched my last video, I smelled it again. I don't really necessarily think there's fuel in it. I think what happened is I must be a little bit of a hypochondriac on the inside about my car anyways, because I got problems, I'm sure, but I don't go to the doctor. I'm fine. But about my car, all of a sudden, I think I was just getting gun shy from all those failures people were having. And by all those, I mean there's like 3 or 4 failures recently. But all of a sudden it was like, ooh, I think my engine's knocking, and ooh, I think my oil smells like fuel. So all of a sudden I had all the problems: fuel dilution, engine knock, whatever. I think I'm fine, but I'll still get the results anyways just to make sure my oil's doing good. Now my intake temp's 78. I've seen it as low as only about 25 over ambient while driving around. So when I leave this spot, I'm going to just log it while I go get something to eat and go home. That way I don't have to keep an eye on it like a hawk. I can just go over the log at home and see about where it dropped to and where it climbed to during regular driving. So like I said, I'm going to go put this in the drop box, get something to eat, and we'll get back in the driveway. Well, it's a good thing I showed that oil analysis bottle before I dropped it off, because as I was sliding it down the chute, I remembered, guess what I didn't do? Correct. Didn't write down the tracking number. So, at least I got it. Also, yes, I am wearing sunglasses on a crap 45-degree day, and this actually might be the hypochondriac in me. I have heard, and it might be a myth, but I've heard when it's cloudy like this, the UV rays still get down here, and your pupils open more because there's less light, so you're still subjecting your eyes to the ultraviolet radiation or whatever. Now, I feel like it's probably true, just because before I put these on, I noticed myself squinting, and it wasn't like, oh man, I can't read that sign up there, what does it say? It was more like, when the sun's out. So, popped them on, and now my eyes are fully open. I feel good. So anyway, so there's why you see me with sunglasses probably all the time. Of course, when it gets too dark, and I cannot see with them on, well, then I don't wear them. But when it gets a little bit dark, I actually have these bad boys right here. Bam! These are pretty awesome. I don't remember exactly what the name of the lenses are, but they're brown. And the sky still is not blue, but it's just kind of like everything looks realistic now, and it looks a little bit fake now, but it's just like, bam, everything is just, it brightens everything up. I love these lenses. But this is my most recent pair I just got, so I wear these more right now, I guess. I got quite a few pairs because my wife used to work at Lens Crafters, and when you work there, every year you get a certificate for a free pair up to $500. So every other year, she got a free pair worth up to $500. I got none that are $500 because, in my opinion, most of those designer sunglasses at the $500 mark and up, it's like you're trying to be fancy or something. They just look stupid, I think. I don't like any of them. I'm sure there's some that are way more than $500 that I do like, but at that point, I can't have them anyways because they're too much money. Anyways, I've seen it go as high as now 34 degrees above ambient. So it's a good thing we are doing something about this intake. And when I say we, I mean me, because you're not doing shit except for watching. And I thank you. Now it's time for some Mexican-American fast food. And thanks a lot, Taco Bell, for getting rid of the stacker. Fuck you guys. You get rid of everything that's good. Like the 4-alarm double-decker. 4-alarm double-decker. Who remembers the 4-alarm double-decker? 4-alarm double-decker. That thing was delicious. I cannot believe they got rid of it. It was so good. Then they had double-deckers that had like, they had like 3 different flavors. I don't remember what they were. Cool habanero, sweet and spicy, and something else. They were good, and they don't have them. The stacker wasn't really that good, but it was $1, and it was pretty good. It's gone. Bastards. Well, guess who called it? This guy. It's raining, so I'm gonna get to go home and put up the pop-up canopy. And just like that, we have a garage. Sort of. Carport. Sort of. A dry area to work. Sort of. Putting it up, I noticed there's 2 areas that are torn through, so there's going to be a little bit of water getting through, but it's going to be nothing like working outside, which is good, because working in the rain sucks. And if you see, I actually went back to Harbor Freight and got the little bit bigger jack. It's twice as heavy because it's steel, but it starts out 3/8 lower and goes like 5 inches higher. And my next vehicle planned is a 1-ton rim on 37s at least, so the other jack would have barely reached the axle tube. So, one with a bigger boy. It would be really nice too where if I could be on concrete, the jack would actually roll instead of just pulling the car. Alright, so I got the car in the air on jack stands. I got a little bit of tension on the jack over there, just in case. Alright, so the plan is to somehow stuff this piece where my filter goes now and back into the inside the fender liner. But this is the cold air intake I had that fits in there. And that was a pain kind of to get it not to rattle. This may prove to be a problem. We'll see. Won't know until I try. And then while it's in the air, taking the front tires off, I'm going to do a couple changes. I'll show you when I'm done. See what you think. Alright, so I got the cold air setup going. I need to get a smaller hose clamp right there, or trim it. Trim that coupler a little bit. But the cold air part of it is done anyways. It goes down under there, but you can see my bracket, I had to modify a little bit and twist it so all the paint came off. I'm going to have to redo it, but it's too cold to paint right now. And then I also got to make something to relocate that clutch line bracket because it had to come up and back a little bit. Alright, car's back together. Before we go for a drive, I'll show you what I was talking about with the wheels. This is the way they've been. Bare caliper, the chrome coated crown, and the candy red lug nuts. They shine a little better when they're clean, but that's what they look like. Since I'm going to go red calipers, I didn't think the candy lug nuts would work. So now it's black lugs and the Punisher center cap. Still not sure how I feel about it, but like I've said before, I couldn't really find a red and black H that I liked, and I didn't want to spend the money on the Type R ones until I knew they'd fit, and I still might not do it. I don't know. I know a certain somebody that's probably going to tell me I should, but I might not. I'm not going to Type R my car. Alright, so I've been sitting here for 30 seconds. Trying to let the intake temps get nice and hot. They're only to 57 right now, so it's down to 42 degrees outside. It's 15 degrees above ambient, just sitting here. So I'll see if I can let it get a little higher. It doesn't want to climb very fast. Okay, now we're at 59. And then I'll go drive and we'll see how long it takes to cool back off. Alright, well I sat here for probably like 2.5, 3 minutes, I don't know, but at least 2 minutes, and it just barely hit 62 a few seconds before I started talking. Let's see. 60. IAT2 is now 57. Well, I'm going to stop at the stop sign and wait for it. I'm not going to wait. I stayed off here at 59. It climbed a little bit while I was sitting there, but 57. The fall might have plateaued at 55 because it's not going any lower, and we're going to stop again. Either way, that was quick to cool off, and 55 is only 13 degrees above ambient, so it's way better than the 30 degrees. Okay, so I decided 13 to 16 degrees above ambient is much better than 25 to 35. However, ambient would be better, so I'm not going to do it tonight because it's too late. I don't want to make a bunch of noise, but tomorrow I am going to open up the front grill a little bit and see just how much better it can be when that opened up. Anyways, leave you right there. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Have a nice day or night. Alright, see you later. Alright, so just got home, a little more driving. It got actually closer to settling around 18 degrees over ambient or so. But you definitely pull cold air because you could be 18 degrees over ambient, give it a quarter throttle so it actually starts pulling some air, and within 5 seconds it's down to maybe 10 degrees over. That's good, but I'm gonna see if I can get better. So now I'm gonna end it for real. Bye, Felicia.